Yoruba Nation agitations. Of course, we know there's been a series of agitations for a separate Yoruba Nation under the auspices of Ilana Omo Odua. Over the weekend, these agitators stormed the streets in Akure, the Ondo State capital, to continue to demand the creation of a Yoruba nation. Well, it looks like the movers and shakers of Yoruba land, if you know what I mean, are divided really on this issue of a separate Yoruba nation. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has distanced himself from the agitation for a separate Yoruba nation, saying he does not believe in the secession agenda. All right, he said he was only in support of the position of the Southern Governors Forum on the ban on open grazing in the southern part of the country, and did not and will not give any support to the agitation for a Yoruba nation being spearheaded by activists Sunday Igboho. All right, gentlemen, of course you have been reading and seeing all these agitations playing out in different parts of the southwestern states, and the fact that the majority of the southwestern governors are not in support of something that should ordinarily have been their own agenda. What do you think?
You see, Patience, unfortunately, nobody wants Nigeria to break up. But there are fundamental issues. There are fundamental worries. The people are pained. The people are disturbed. And the people feel that the only way they can express themselves is by saying, we want to go. Pharaoh, let my people go. Ordinarily, you would never expect somebody who benefits from the 1999 Constitution to support any agitation. You will never. Because, I keep saying, these so-called governors, I call them so-called because every one of them across the 36 states, they all collect security votes every month that is unaccounted for. They have fleet of cars. They don't even understand the suffering of the ordinary Nigerian on the street. They make laws that they themselves cannot follow. So when somebody wakes up from sleep and begins to agitate, the Igbos have a proverb that says, when a child is pointing somewhere, if his mother is not there, the father is there. I pray we don't have another set of IPOB in Yoruba land. Because the way they're handling Sunday and his group is also the way the governors in the southeast handled Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody was listening. Nobody sat down to say, this young man that is saying all this, what do you want? How do we solve this problem? And what are they agitating for? They're all saying the same thing. They want good governance. They want justice. They want equality. That is all they're asking for. They want a Nigeria that we all can call Nigeria. We don't want a Nigeria where some states have 10 local governments, some have 2 local governments. We don't want a Nigeria where some people have 10, 20 people in the National Assembly, the other people have 2 people in the National Assembly. There is no equality. That is not the kind of Nigeria our forefathers envisaged. We want a Nigeria where everybody has equal opportunity. Not a Nigeria where, because you're from certain region, your cutoff mark to enter a government school is 300, while the cutoff mark for another person is 30. 10. It is annoying. It is hurtful. And our leaders need to understand that the Nigerian people are getting to that boiling point where they can no longer take it.
I understand there are issues, but then breaking up, seceding, is that the answer to the many issues Nigeria has?
What is wrong in anybody seeking independence? Even you as a married person, if you're feeling that the association is not good, you can seek it. It's expressed. Natural law. says that when you are staying in a place that ideology, culturally, traditionally, religious, whatever it is not the same, for you to coexist, you can ask for this solution. So it's not a big deal. You see, the issue is that the way Nigeria is looking at it, they are looking at it as if, oh, it's a do or die issue. No. The problem we have today is that we look at our constitution and we discover that the constitution says indissoluble, indivisibility. There's nothing in this life that is static in life. Nothing is sacrosanct. Let me give you, I won't go through where he went. Let me give you the Eastern Europe. These are the agitation, and now they are broken. There are many countries in Europe. There are some countries that when I see playing football, I keep asking myself, is this a country? There's nothing wrong. Even the Britain, Irish, Wales, Scots, there was a time they called for referendum. Referendum is known. It's a way of, okay, people express your view. If you want to stay, if you don't want to stay, it's not a big deal. It's a democratic issue. British, which we know, Britain was part of those people that started the European Union. But they are fundamental members. But they decided one day, look, we don't want to be. Europe didn't fight them. What they did, okay, we know how we do. Go and ask your people if you still want to belong. And when Britain went, the people said, we don't want to belong in European Union. And that is it. Everything in life has a process. Even in UN Charter, there's a place of expression of free expression of interest, association, and whatever is inferred and accepted. Nobody has any right to tell you you have to be here. No. And that's why we have freedom of association and freedom of movement. The problem we have in this country, we all know it. The constitution that we're going to us gave some zones, 7 states, and some zone 5 states. What criteria did they use? Why should a state be having 74 local government and the one that was created there is having 20 local government? Why should, let me give you an, why should Kano have 24 people in the House of Rep and now they have 8 people in the House of Rep? On what criteria? People are seeing it, people are agitating. And coming to sit down and say, look, this is how we're going to do it, it's the best thing. You see, you can't do everything brute. If you think you can brute everybody, it's a matter of time. People are learning, people are mind are expanding. Okay, now let me give you instances now. Oil is being excavated here in the south. Go to an NPC. Out of 26 managerial staff, 23 is from one side. Even the people out there don't even have a seat in managerial in NPC. And meanwhile, there is what? Is a stakeholder being oil producing state. They don't have a state. Let me, an MPA here, Westerns. I'm not giving you insight. Western region. MPA is domiciled here. The management have 5 managerial staff. 4 are from the north. There's only 1 is from south. The custom all through this system, custom has never been given to the south. FCT, which is, we'll talk about federal, which is supposed to be a federal character institution that everyone will look at. How many Southerners have been given opportunity to be there? Look at the army. We talked about it right now. The army hierarchy. When you look at all these things, people are bound to agitate because they are not less human than you.
Okay.
Of course, before you go.
Can I throw in a question, even as you continue to talk?
Okay.
So, the fundamental reason for this secession agenda, by different parts of the country, especially more from the southern parts, is based on ethnic representation.
Injustice
across board. Okay.
Injustice.
Equity. For instance, let me give you another one that will shock you.
Shock me.
Yeah,
okay.
Niger Delta Development Commission was established because of the pollution within the Niger Delta. They want to ameliorate the problem there. Suddenly, they now have Northeast Development Commission. For what?
But they denied the one of Southeast.
They rejected the one for Southeast, they didn't want one for Southwest. Even when Lagos State asked for a privileged position in budget, it was refused. Why do you have this? It's because of the diverse, the dominance of one section of the country, where you have majority, and that majority, once they sit down, they decide. And that's why I tell one of my friends, I said, do you know that South, we are conquered already? He said, I said, we are conquered, because nothing will be done about you without the National Assembly ratifying it. And who are those in the National Assembly? Who are the majority? So we are conquered. If you think you are just talking, I'm Nigeria, you are nothing. Because if they are the one deciding who and what you are going to be. For instance, let me give you an answer. Now, we are talking about amending the constitution. Senate is on Jamboree, and they bring it back. Who is going to sit down to do it?
Who's going to sign off?
Who is going to sign it? Majority of them are benefiting. It's in the north. We sign it for you. No way. Because as of today, all the loans that were collected, all the loans, the pipeline is piped now to Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Niger Republic. And you think you're still free?
I think you've painted so far a very interesting, picture on reasons, why people are agitating for secession, but individual parts of Nigeria calling to break away from, the entity called Nigeria, are they strong enough to hold their own?
Sorry, doctor, let me just say. We need to.
Are they strong enough to hold their own?
Calm down. We need to understand something. Right now, Nigeria is a nation in search of identity. Simple. We're in search of identity. If we don't find that identity, everybody will want to take a walk, and that is what we're having. It's not like the days of our fathers when information was not available. Information about everything is available on the social media. When the government decides that they're not going to put out the information there, people will get it out. People have become so aware of the environment, and they ask me questions. You have the kids. I'm sure your kids will be asking you questions sometimes. Like, Daddy, why is this person like this? They'll ask you, Daddy, why is it that you're driving and a policeman just turns around with siren? Have you seen our policemen escorting some, in quotes, white men in vehicles? They break the rule of the one way that the government is saying that they will impound vehicles. For instance, the Lagos State government has been impounding vehicles of people following one way, but they are not impounding vehicles of commercial drivers. Are they above the law? We need to have an identity for this country. And that is why some of us are not calling for secession, but we're calling for total restructuring of this country.
Thank you. You just preceded my next question. Because there is secession on the one hand, there's restructuring. Yes. Even as a Nigerian, I'm confused as to what really these people want. What really do you want? You want Nigeria to be restructured, or you want to break away? My question again: if this pulls through, the East wants to go on its own, the Southwest wants to go on its own, can they withstand their own? Can they stand on their own? Because the man from Imo State will not agree with
Patience, no, I disagree with Patience, I disagree with you on that. No. We need to stop that.
I from Edo State will not agree with someone from Imo State. You get what I'm saying?
Patience, stop that.
This is the truth.
No, Patience,
this is the truth.
Patience, it is what is holding us down in this country.
Can I say something?
And that's why that is why we are not moving forward. It is something, it's a cliche that has been used over time.
Let me tell you this.
Let us forget that.
It's not a cliche. It's a reality, though. Go ahead.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
The truth of everything that these are something psych that have been built in us to feel that when this thing happen, I cannot. Let me tell you, I don't have any problem with the name Doma.
Oh,
why if you have, let's say, let me as an example, if you have Biafra, why should I fight you? Let me tell you, initially it will come, but I'm telling you, it's about the blueprint. I'll give you an answer. Recently, Lagos State and Ogun State signed
yesterday, 2 days back,
on economic development. What does that tell you? It's a synergy. people are realizing that if we wait on this national whatever,
it will not move.
These people are dragging us back. I'm telling you for today, I wrote it in one of my papers yesterday, the other day. Why is it up to today? The the Department of Chemical Engineering in UNN has been shut down since now, because those who have produced this, we are not giving incentives. Let me tell you, give Biafran, I'll give Igbos now. I'm telling you, we may have the problem initially, but I'm telling you it's going to happen, and we are going to move. You see, the problem about cowardly is not looking at where you're going, but looking at your downfall. For instance, I'm not thinking about secession. Let me just clarify here. But I think I need a place where all the nationalities, even Ijo, Idoma, Yoruba, everybody, let's sit down and say, this is how we want this country to be governed. Because the constitution that was given to us, we are totally misguided. Well, like I won't put fraud. Because if not, I don't see why Sharia will be put in my constitution. And now, in my place, I have customary court. And I cannot, my customary court now be onto appeal court, customary appeal court. But I have Sharia appeal court. And the same Sharia person, CJI. My customary court, which is in my own side, cannot be a CJI. So what are you talking about? The country is already a little bit. Let's sit down.
There's so many issues to look at. The question once again is secession or restructuring. I think that is what we need to make up our minds.